So I just wanted to come on here and share my experience as a mother of a 4-year-old toddler. Currently I am undiagnosed, but the school thinks she's got autism. I wanted to share my experience because there's probably like a lot of mothers out there who are going through something similar. But what happened about an hour ago was that she just started screaming all of a sudden, bless her, and she started crying so much, like she was proper having a meltdown. She was like really upset, and when I walked into the room, she kept saying, "Oh, mummy, it's broken, I broke it." And it was this thing here, it's like a two-piece like princess thing, and it's like ripped in the middle, as you can see. And it's been, to be honest, she didn't even break it. It broke when I was like fixing it like ages ago. This was like when she turned 3, I think. She got this kitchen for her birthday. And it broke when I got it out the box, but bless her, she thinks that she broke it, and that's why she was just really upset and just uncontrollably like crying and screaming, and she wanted to fix it so bad because she felt like it was her fault, it was her mistake, and she felt guilty for that. And this reminds me of something I was reading the other day in a book literally written by a 13-year-old boy with autism, and he was explaining something like this, and that's why when she was having that meltdown, I tried my best to like understand and just let her have that moment, because I get it, bless her, like she was so upset as well, and like I could tell she's really getting upset about it, bless her, and like she's sad, you know, and like emotions are emotions. Like just because a child is a child doesn't mean they're not allowed to like cry and express, bless them, and like let those emotions out, because this for her is a disaster, like, right? Do you know what I mean? Like in her eyes, this is like, no, it shouldn't be happening, and like I feel so guilty for it. And this is why, like, bless them, they make a huge fuss like that. It's not even a fuss, like, but it's just their way of, again, of expressing themselves, because they feel guilty about a mistake. And it says here in the book, why do you make a huge fuss over tiny mistakes, as in the person with autism? And then he says, when I see I've made a mistake, my mind shuts down, I cry, I scream, I make a huge fuss, and I just can't think straight about anything anymore. However, tiny the mistake, for me it's a massive deal, as if the heaven and earth have been turned upside down. For example, when I pour water into a glass, I can't stand if I spill even a drop. My daughter is the same, like she can't stand spilling even a tiny drop of water. That's mad. It must be hard for you to understand why this could make me so unhappy. And even to me, I know really it's not such a big deal, but it's almost impossible for me to keep my emotions contained. Once I've made a mistake, the fact of it starts rushing down me like it's a tsunami. And then, like trees or houses being destroyed by the tsunami, I get destroyed by the shock. I get swallowed up in the moment and can't tell the right response from the wrong response. All I know is that I have to get out of the situation as soon as I can so I don't drown. To get away, I'll do anything. Crying, screaming, throwing things, hitting out even. Finally, I'll calm down and come back to myself. Then I see no sign of the tsunami attack, only the wreckage I've made. And when I see that, I hate myself. I just hate myself. Damn me, that is deep. This is why I don't believe in moments like this where the child is having that moment that you try stop them, or you tell them to stop doing what they're doing, or tell them to stop crying, because to them a disaster is happening. And it just creates, it's like adding fuel to the fire as well when you try stop things like this, to be fair. That's why it always backfires. And that's the reason why, like, I'm trying to learn right now to just let my child have those moments and just let her be, let her cry, let her scream, let her throw things around. That's just her way of expressing her sadness. And I get it, man, like, is too much, you know. It's too much, especially for little kids, bless them, like when no one really understands them and everyone thinks they're just kids and like they're not allowed to express and have feelings. Because in a different reality, an adult would be telling a child that's behaving mad like this, in their opinion, yeah, to just shut up or be quiet or stop crying. And that's, in my opinion, not the way to deal with it. Honestly, like from my personal experience, is definitely not the way to deal with it. It just adds more fuel to the fire. And sometimes I think if I go through this at home, like even if it's like once a day, I can only imagine like the times that this happens in school, for example, and around other kids, because obviously it's a completely different environment and like there's certain rules and standards you have to follow, and that creates a problem as well. And like I can only imagine like the amount of times like this goes on and no one really is understanding why she's doing it and why she's really upset, bless her, you know, and she's been told to stop crying or held down and stuff, and it's like it's not the way. Or even just the simple fact of like someone else telling her what to do, how she should behave in that moment, but this is all she knows and that's the way she expresses herself as a child. Here's the thing with autism. Autism isn't something that can be cured or healed necessarily, but it's something to be understood. And labeling a child with autism isn't about telling them how to behave or how to be in life, but it's simply about just understanding them and understanding the way they are and why they're like this, because they're just being. And this is exactly what this book I've been reading has been trying to tell the reader, is that I beg you, understand us. I beg you, just understand the fact that this is just how we are, and that's just how we are. We don't want to be told what to do or how to behave, because that's all they know for now. And it's not even about this child misbehaving because every other kid around them is quiet or doesn't behave in the way they do, but it's literally about that child just being different. Just because every other child is not behaving that way doesn't mean that this child can't behave this way. It's their way of expressing. Reading books about autism honestly has really helped me understand this so much more from a mother's perspective as well, and someone who is probably got autism as well but is also currently undiagnosed, is really opening my eyes, you know, to my child and how they are, and helping me to understand that I don't have to go and get her diagnosed and label her this now for the rest of her life in order for me to heal it or to cure it. The best cure is this, is just letting her be and just being there as a guidance for her, as like some sort of support when she needs me. And that's about it. Nothing in life is permanent as well. Children grow out of things, but at the minute, that's how things are. And I'm not trying to change anything about her or the way she's being in life right now, because I don't think it's horrible at all. The fact that she cries and screams like this, bless her. She's only really upset about something and she's just expressing herself. Like us adults do the same thing. Like some adults, when they get really angry, they punch on things and they break things and they cause chaos. You know, everyone's different, but no one labels an adult with autism or judges that sort of behavior. But we're so quick to judge children who are just children and who are still learning. And although they're still new to life, but they still know so much more than we do and behave better than we do. But yet we still try and correct that and change that and tell them what to do. And I don't believe in telling a child to do anything. Everything in life is completely their choice. And even when I take my daughter, she's only 4, bless her, like when I take her to the supermarket yesterday, for example, I took like a good 10-15 minutes, like me and her deciding on cereal, because she's the one that's going to eat it, right? And I want her to eat it. I want her to feel like she's excited to eat it. And I literally picked 3 different like Cocoa Pop kinds, like the shells, the Rice Krispies, and like the hoops and the balls, and then like the same for the bee ones. And I showed her so many different ones, and like she picked this one, and like every time like I give it to her now, like she finishes her whole bowl. And it just goes to show like everything in life is just choices, man. It's about letting your child choose who they want to be, what they want to eat, what they want to do. without trying to enforce any type of way. Because when you force them, like for example, if I'm convinced that this type of cereal is the one for her and I get it, and like she don't end up eating it in the end, it's because I made that decision for her. I didn't give her the freedom to choose what she wants to eat. You know, I'm making things and I'm just expecting her to eat them. What if she don't like them? You know, it's the same case with us adults. Like, you know, not everything that gets given to us is necessarily something we like. So it's just about understanding, like, autism isn't a disability. Autism isn't something that needs to be cured or healed. Autism is something to be understood. That's all it is. It's all about letting those children just be as well. Autism is teaching all of us the beauty of just being, you know, especially when you're not causing harm to anyone or anything. You're just being a bit noisy in like some adults' opinions, but then like certain music is not noisy, certain loud music is not noisy, traffic is not noisy, you know, all these noises in the city are not noisy, but a child screaming and crying is apparently noisy and is like doing your head in. So it's just mad, man. It's just all about understanding. It's all about having compassion as well. Autism, I find, like, it makes you become patient and more gentle and compassionate with the other person, rather than just judging them all the time and looking them as bad people or misbehaving, or just because they're different to you. That's all it is. But yeah, it's quite a sad world we live in, I'm not gonna lie. This is all just like making me so emotional, you know, and growing up with labels and stuff, especially like when, and this is the reason why like no one had autism or ADHD back then, is because it wasn't even a thing. Like, you know, like it was just normal. It was just normal for people to just be and like not get judged by society or everyone around them on how they should be or how they should behave. But nowadays is classed as misbehave and a disability and a disorder and something that needs to be cured and healed and looked at by professionals and all sorts. And that's what creates more of a problem, because science, I believe, makes everything so much more complex than it is. Like, everything is so simple, but science makes everything so complex. So when you get everything and everyone involved, and it creates more of a problem, because it really makes that child and think that there's something seriously wrong with them. Why is there professionals? Why do I need this extra support? Why do they think I'm so stupid? Why do they think I'm this dumb? Why is everyone treating me like a baby? That's another thing that this 13-year-old boy was talking about. Like, bless him, he's only 13 and he's written a book all to himself. And that just goes to show how much of a genius he is, but no one wants to see that, you know? And that's the saddest reality about it, is that he was talking about this as well, how like people still treat him like a baby, although he's 13, everyone still treats him like a baby. And he's written a book like this, a mad book like this, that really opens your eyes to how normal autism actually is, and like that it's not a disorder or anything. Like, it's just literally just a way of being. But no one is looking at him as a little genius for writing such an amazing book at 13 years of age, you know. And that's the saddest thing about children going to school as well. Sometimes, like, they can unconsciously dim that child's light without even knowing, because there's a lot of intelligent kids out there, and when they go to school and have all this extra support, it dims their light. It's like, for example, my daughter, she's only 4. She started reading books when she was 1.5, like, and now she can read fluently. Like, she can read anything all to herself without any help. And although my daughter is a really good reader, that's something she don't get to embrace in school, because she don't really get the chance to, because there's so many other kids in class, and she don't really get to embrace this talent. And this is why when she behaves the way she does, they automatically think that she's got stuff wrong with her and she needs the extra support and help. And they can't see the fact that, for example, she's a very good reader. But I can see that as her mother, because she reads books to me all the time. She's been reading Aladdin to me now every night before bed as well. And I've been really enjoying that. And that's what I've gathered from just observing her. And if I don't shine light on the fact that she can read so well at this age, the school are going to dim that light, because they're trying to get me to get her diagnosed and stuff, so she can even get more extra help and extra support. And I get that in their eyes, they're trying to help her, man. Like, I get it. I get they're trying to help her. And it's not even about being in denial as well. I just simply disagree. And as her mother, I think she's very intelligent and very bright. And I don't want her wings being cut off just by being put in a special class with other kids with also special needs. I just think it's quite impossible, even if it was 4 or 5 professionals at a time, for them to attend all their needs the time that they're in school, even if it's just part-time. It's quite impossible, especially for children with special needs. And this is why I think letting her have the space at home and giving her this freedom and this space to just be her and get creative in life is the best thing I can do for her. Maybe when she's at the age where she's talking and she knows what's going on, maybe then she can decide for herself what she wants to do in life. But right now, I've already tried school, I've already given school a try. And I don't think it'll help with her development as much as home would do. Not saying schools don't help, because they can for some people, but everyone's experience in life is different, right? My experience is different to yours, my child is different to every other child. And this is why I'm saying all this. Not because this applies to everyone and not to tell everyone to take their children off school, but this is genuinely my personal opinion from my personal experience so far. I've already given school a chance now since nursery. She's in reception now. And I think she can get way more from home than she can in school. Especially when she cries and screams like this, man, and like starts having meltdowns, bless her. Like, I'm her mother, I can just sit here and just take some deep breaths and just let her have it all day. Other people won't, you know. Other people, it'll get to a point with them and they just want to get it over and done with and get the day over and done with. And this is what I'm saying about school, like, is a fast life, because there's only certain hours they're in school. Everything is just fast and rushed, and I don't think that's a good environment, especially for children like this with special needs, or children that are different, children that are not like every other child. Like, they need the space, they need the freedom, they need the, you know, the non-judgmental zone as well, where no one's going to tell them what to do or how to behave or how they should be. They're just being them. And that's what I've gathered from my experience so far. Like, this is the reason why I have been considering homeschooling at 4 years of age. I can always give homeschooling a try, because homeschooling is the default in the UK anyways, is the standard for your child to be homeschooled. Schools are just an option you opt into, literally, so you can opt in and opt out whenever you want. And if at any point it gets too much, like, you can always put your child back in school. But hopefully that won't happen if I ever decide to homeschool her, because I do believe that it is a really, really good decision and option for her, considering everything that I know about her behavior and her character and how she likes things. And even when it comes to her toys, like, she likes everything lined up in a certain order. Like, it has to be in a certain way. And when someone else tries to come and like take that away from her or just play with it and stuff, that's when it creates a problem. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with your child being different. There's nothing wrong at all with your child being different. It's a blessing, if anything. That's all I've got for now. Thank you for watching, and I will be making more videos on this topic and other stuff as well.